if I just explain the concept, and I am going to give you a little bit of a clue, because a little bit of a clue, it's been designed this way, So inside there is a little information sheet for you to know exactly what you're doing. So it's like with anything, we give you these products, we love to show you how they work, obviously always on a fantastic deal, but if you forget by any chance, you have a written explanation here, literally step by step. There's 6 easy steps on how you're going to put these together, and it does give you measurements as well and where to score things, so you're not gonna get lost with these. I promise you, we hold your hand through most of these things, and then obviously we give you a little bit of inspiration. But just imagine, I think this is gorgeous for a personalized Christmas card. I love to send Christmas cards, and the fact that I could actually send, I mean, I say a brand new granddaughter, she isn't brand new at all, she is 16 months now, coming up 16 months. Is it the 30th today? 16 months today she is, my little Sapphire. Absolutely. Oh, bless her. I didn't realise it was 30th. Keep forgetting we're nearly in October. How crazy is that? Right, so first things first, what do you need? So what you're going to take is a piece of cardstock. Now I'm just using some of our stamping cardstock here, and I've measured this down to 10 by 7. Now if I just explain again, if I just turn this over, you can actually see in the booklet, it actually tells you trim a piece of card to 10 by 7, score and fold the card at 5. So if you had it this way, you would score it at 5, and that gives you your 5 by 7 card base. Now there will be lots of other ways that you can use them, but what I want to do is show you the actual concept in how it was designed. So I've got my card base. Now then, first things first, what are we going to do? Well, me personally, this is my preference. I love to stamp first and then die cut afterwards. However, I just want to tell you another little thing that you need to get ready. So for your photo that you're going to put into its place, you also need to cut a piece of cardstock, whether it be any cardstock you want, but this is just to hold your photo into place. This is a 5 by 7 piece of cardstock. So you can see we've got a 10 by 7 and a 5 by 7 folded in half, creates that lovely card blank and also the base for the photo frame. Right, so I'm going to pop that to one side for a second. And what I'm going to do is take the stamps off. Now there is some lovely stamps on here. We've got 2 beautiful Christmas trees either side. Let me just take them off my carrier sheets. So I've got a stamp here, I've got a stamp here, and then we've also got all those gorgeous little sentiments as well. So I'll just pop that to one side because I don't need that at the time being. Now then, the easiest way I can show you this, and I'm just going to bring in my stamping mat. Let me just get this out, right, pop that on there, and Debbie, put your things down there, girl, what you like. There we go. I've got my big stamping platform. The reason I'm using this is because there may be something coming up shortly with where I'm going to be using this. But for this one, I'm going to use the biggest stamping platform that we do, which is the 8 by 8. Now, it does explain again on the sheet inside your die set, it explains how you can use these, because this is why I prefer to do it this way. So if I just show you for a second where I'm going to place them. So you can see, if I just fold that back over on your card blank, so you can either place it, because I don't know if you can see this close enough. Can you see there? We've got extra bit of acrylic. It's been designed this way. Don't think we've been lazy and we haven't trimmed it down, because it's been designed to help you. So by that I mean you can either place it into the bottom of your corner and line that up with your stamp facing down either side, so you can have it both sides there, like that, or you could place it up into the top corner. So it depends on where you want to put this in your card, okay? I'm going to place it down onto the bottom part for the time being, and I'm just going to line it up with the side of my card. Now, you'll probably find a preference to how you like to use this, but this is the way I like to use that. Now, I'm going to take my stamping platform. I'm just going to press that down. In fact, I could have done with lining this up, but hey-ho, let me get my head out of shot. Pop that down there. So if that just lifts up my stamps. Now then, Debbie, what did you do with your ink pad? Oh, said ink pad. I'm fetching my quick dry ink pad into effect for this one. And then you're just going to literally stamp the image up. Now you can use whatever you want. Obviously I'm just using the quick drying ink pad, should I say. Don't worry about this, just grab a wipe. Let's just grab a wipe and just wiping off the excess. Let me just make sure that's off there as well. Just for a second, just wipe that around. And again, you could take some tissue if you wanted to. I'm just using a wet wipe to get rid of the excess ink. However, depending on what ink you use, I mean, quick drying ink is fabulous. I love it because it means I'm not going to declare that I am the world's best stamper in the world, because I am not. However, I do love stamping. I love the technique that you can get with it. Just excuse me while I bend down, grabbing some tissue paper that I've got down on the floor, just down here, because I just want to dry that off a little bit. There we go. So we're all good to go. Let me make sure I've got that. Now then, I'm going to turn that back round. And then what you're going to do is place that over the edge. Now for this part, I am going to pop that back down flat, and I'm just going to try and line that up again. Please excuse my head if it comes into shot, because I just want to line them corners, the excess part that is what we call the excess acrylic. I just want to line them up into the bottom two corners to get as accurate as can be while I'm doing this live. Just pop that down, and then you're going to stamp there. And just make sure you've covered so that you're not missing any bits. There we go. Now that that will do. Look, should trust myself. There we go. So you can see, apart from I could have done with a little bit more pressure down there, but you can see you've got your lovely stamped image. Now then, I'm going to bring my die in too. Now it's the aperture part. So if I just bring this into shot, this is the frame, so I'll just pop that to one side. This is the aperture part. These are the decorative elements. I'll put them to one side as well. So what we're going to do now is line them up. Now this is why I prefer to do it this way, is just because I can place my aperture, is that the right word? Yes, the aperture, just into place, and you can see it fits there. It's perfectly been designed to cut around either side. Now you could, if you wanted to, do this part first. By that I mean popping that there and then stamp afterwards. It's entirely up to you. But my preferred way is stamp first, cut the aperture out, good to go. Okay, so let's do that. Let me grab some tape. She says grab some low tack tape just to hold it into place, and then you can line this up, and this is why I prefer it this way. It's just so that you can see what you're doing and then line that up. Now, because this is only what I call a simple outline die, there's no decorative elements in there. So because of that, the platform that I would use, and what I recommend you use, and I'm using the big Gemini, but I'm using my Junior plate, so it will fit through a Gemini Junior for those of you wanting to ask questions. And by the way, ask away. I'm just going to place that onto there, okay? Now, the platform that I'm going to use is only the clear shim, or the cloudy shim, but it's a plastic shim, and then the other cutting plate. It doesn't need a massive amount of pressure. If you was to put your magnetic shim through there, it'd probably be too much pressure. Now, we talk about pressure in sandwiches all the time, but that is a simple, what I call a simple straight cut, like a one-line die, if that makes sense. It's not something decorative, so it doesn't need as much pressure to cut through, okay? So, literally, and you can see by that, it just cuts straight out. So you can use or keep this bit to one side, whatever you want to do with it. I'm just going to pull that off and pop that back in place because I promised myself and I'm sticking to it. Now then, are you loving this as much as I'm loving it up to now? Because this is just the start of what we can do. But can you see it creates that lovely aperture? Let me just show you there. You can see, ooh, hello. There you go, you can see my hand all the way through. Woo. Right, so that creates the aperture part to it, okay? So the next bit I'm going to show you is the frame part. So we were talking about the 5x7. Are you wondering what I had a 5x7? This is what we're using it for. So now I'll just explain about this. This, when you get it on close, now you won't be able to pick it up very closely at this view. I don't know if you can see it. Do you know, I'm trying to remember which way around I am. You'll have to excuse me. I had a remote camera earlier on and he was at the other side of me. However, he's not here tonight. He's gone home, bless him. If there is just a cut line each corner here. So there's one there, one down there, and one over there. And the rest of it doesn't cut. Okay, so let me just show you again, simple way of doing it. And again, pressure wise, you don't need a lot. So again, it wouldn't be with a magnetic shim, but if for whatever reason you do, that would probably be too much pressure. So we don't need it. So all I'm going to do is just take that down a little bit, just on there. Let's pop onto that side. In fact, Debbie, do you trust yourself? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So again, plastic shim, and then the other cutting platform, and run that through your Gemini. Now don't forget, these go through your Gemini Junior as well as your big daddy Gemini, I think our Craig calls it, the big daddy. So it goes through both. Right, so if I just take that off, and then I'll show you. Let's just remove, in fact, let me grab my pokey tool, just to remove the tape. There we go. And then take that off gently, pop that down there, because I'll reuse that in a bit. But now I don't know if you can see quite close up. I don't know if you can see that, or should I come closer? I don't know if you can see there. Can you see the slits? So we've got the slits. This is where now you are going to be able to put your photo into there. Now, if you didn't want to take your photo out, because don't forget you could interchange these if you wanted to. You could, if you wanted to, not bother with that and just put your photo at the back. However, nice little feature that just puts in that you can put your photo frame in there without sticking it down. So that means you don't have to ruin it if you want to take it off. You can do it. It's absolutely perfect. Whoever thought of this idea, Leanne and her team, amazing. But yeah, you can use that as the photo frame part of it. So with that said, shall I show you my coloured one? Now before I came to air, well, I'll just grab back, just bear with me 1 second while I grab my extra bits. Let's just bring this in, because I was colouring. I got lost into a little bit of world of my colouring. So if I just move that there, can I now show you? Look at this. So we've gone from there, which looks lovely as it is, but when you take into effect your colouring, look at now, this is what we're talking. So I've used our lovely, oh well, don't tell Leanne, but I've used our lovely classics. I saw them and I thought I need to have a little play because these are beautiful. So I used our classics to colour these in, but you can use whatever you want, whether it be your sparkle pens, add a touch of glitter and luxury, or whether it be any of your other pens that you have, your inks, your aqua markers, any of those you could use to colour these in. Okay, so that being said, I've now got the extra bit, and I have to bring in, because I forgot to fetch some photos today. So I've actually had our lovely Laura printing me off a lovely picture of our Sarah with a lovely lady who came up to head office when she won a competition with us. And she came up and spent a day crafting with our Sarah. So if I just take this out for a second, you can see I've got my frame and my photo, and then you just literally slip that into the slits, into there, the slots, the slits, whatever you want to call that, the little tabs, hold that in place, and it holds your photo perfectly in place, she says, without it keep coming out. Oh, I can see me chasing it round all night, Laura. I can see it chasing round. There we go. So, and that just fits your photo in perfectly, and you can see you've got the little tabs on that side. But again, no gluing required. The only type, if you wanted to, would be to glue that into the back if you need. And then can you see that goes over there? Okay, so I'm just going to use a bit of tape for this. I'll use some tape runner just over. Let's pop it down on either side. Let's just pop that, and then I'm just going to attach that just over there and just get that into position. So let me just hold that up. Probably would have been better doing it from the back, Debbie. You try and complicate things, but can you see? There we go. That has actually caught that photo now inside that lovely frame. And then all I'm going to do is use the extra decorations. So we've got a lovely little border here. Let me just show you. We've got a little bit of a present as well. And again, you're just going to die cut those. Now, I've already previously done these. So I've die cut them. And this is how you get them. So they come in twos, but they are separate. So you can cut out as many as you want. Oh, I've lost my present. Where's my present gone? Never mind, I'll just move that to one side. But yeah, you have the option of the lovely present there. Oh, look, shameful. Look at my mat. It's so mucky. Oh, dearie me. But yeah, so that will cut out those lovely extra details that you can now add to your card. Now, that's me doing a really quick and easy one. Can you see there? Lovely. But this is showing you the concept of all of them. If I go close up so you can see it a little bit better, if I just bring that in, can you see? Now you've got that lovely 5x7 card. You've got that beautiful frame that goes around your lovely treasured photos. You're going to be able to create some really stunning, personalised, fabulous cards with these to give to your loved ones, to your gift, whether it be for your babies, first babies, whatever, a baby being born, whether we've got the Christmas, because we've got the gorgeous Christmas ones as well.